I think I just broke his lamp. I'm gonna be like,
Blame it on the
It's all right. We've started, and Sam is already breaking things.
Well, I was trying to get to working out. Now it's just kind of. So yeah, I don't think it's supposed to feel like that.
Oops.
Sorry. All right. Oh well, it's gonna be dark face.
We can see that face enough. It's good.
So it's been a couple of weeks because just life, all the life happened to Sam.
Mm-hmm. All life, yeah,
and
moving,
and he keeps apologizing, but none of us are mad
no
at him because
need.
I mean, yeah, dude, you're doing great. How has everybody been? Sam, what have you been doing other than not playing the game with us?
Yeah, try flaking.
Put this boy on the spot or anything, but
Sando's been trying to get all his ducks in a row so he can move back to Blue Ridge. So that's what he's done. So packed, and he's now back home. So yeah, just switching professions real quick. That's all.
To what, pray tell, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, so I was doing the archaeology, and I'd been doing that for a year, but now I'm running or helping with the family business again. So the Shamrock Septic. So yeah, back in Blue Ridge.
So you're just a professional digger.
Honestly, and I've been saying this for the last year or two, it's the only thing I'm very confident that I'm very good at.
Considering you have a shovel tattooed on your forearm, this is not a surprise to me.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Just sometimes I dig up septic tanks, sometimes I dig up the past.
Yeah. I'm always digging up shit, but it's different quality.
I really can't wait to meet the person you're doing a job for, and they're like, "Boy, you must like shovels to get one tattooed on you."
Yeah.
And I just want to see your company answer to that.
Yeah. Yes.
Keeps tattooed on me, and people keep thinking that this is a pot leaf, and it's definitely not. It's a Japanese maple. So
yeah.
I keep having to explain. It's gonna be red, okay, guys.
Since we're showing off tattoos, there's my tattoo. Garrett, where's your tattoo?
Well, hang on, let me pull down my pants.
Oh my.
But then you have to explain to people why your pot leaf is red.
Yeah. It changes in the fall. You never grown pot?
I'm telling you, someone will ask you that once you get the color.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be late next month, so.
Garrett, what's been happening with your life? Any new happenings over the past 2 weeks?
We're talking to me because kind of cut in and out there.
Yeah, I said, Garrett, what's been happening with you over the past 2 weeks?
I'm going back to work tomorrow, so that's nice.
Work is good. Work is productive.
Yeah, it'll be nice to do work again.
And
somebody's got gambling going in this state.
Yeah. God damn
it. Garrett is his casino kingpin.
Dude. Well, yeah, so I got my leaves since the last time, I think, and then not a whole lot. I think we're still in phase 2 in Virginia here, so theoretically people are all supposed to wear masks inside, but of course we have a bunch of customers who are like, I don't believe in that, and then we have to say, well, sorry, then we don't believe you can come in this bank, sir.
Yeah,
That's
over
fun.
at Aldi, everyone we're pretty much everyone has to wear a mask. I'm the only one in the store that me and Veronica. Yeah, we're of the people who work there. There's 2 of us who are constantly wearing masks. So
did they issue you any, or because we got some? I mean, we got some week and a half or 2 weeks ago. So
we got them. Nobody wears them. Whatever.
Goodness.
So
yeah, I
went to do the catch up.
I was gonna say I went to the local Pier 1 that's shutting down because Pier 1's shutting down, and I was hoping to get some candles and blankets. It's all I'm ever after. I like blankets and I like candles. No,
you like the fugue life.
To be fair, for a closing down sale, everything was 5% and 10% off. It was awful, but
what?
No, it was very stupid. I'm sure they'll get worse, or the deals will get better as they get closer to closing down. But I left pretty quick because 2 reasons. One, they had a sign out there that was no more than 20 people in this store. there were like 60, 70 people combing that store. And 2, I legit watched a dude just rub his face into a blanket. And I'm like, no, I'm done here. I'm done.
Like even not COVID, that's not.
No. He just, I mean, he had a beard down to here. You know, he had a mask.
Left a piece of himself in there.
He had the mask on, but it was not covering his nose. But he legit just he motorboated the blanket. I'm like, no, I can't. I just can't.
I saw somebody go into Target earlier today because I had to pick up a few art supplies because I've been painting shit, and I saw them like, they're putting on the masks and stuff. And the moment they cross the threshold of the store, the girl lowers her mask and starts talking to her boyfriend and never raises it back up.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of old folks with the mask where they're just covering their mouth, and you go, well, just might as well just take the fucker off if you're gonna do that. So okay, whatever.
It's okay. It's apparently. Well, I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
Everything's bad. It's all bad. But I got a box full of dice that has the Doomslayer on it. All right.
So it's not so bad.
But no Isabel dice.
No, I don't think Nintendo makes any official Animal Crossing dice.
They might, if you look on their Japanese, because they still produce cards and stuff, but it's only on their Japanese site.
I think they have a pop-up merch store. Some,
There's actually a real neat set of Mario playing cards I've eyed for a while.
Well, I mean, considering that Nintendo was a playing card company to begin with, it makes sense, right? So
they make those really racy cards that all pervy old guys had in the 90s.
Maybe they did, but they started out with the little Hanafuda cards where it's the color or the flowers and plants and stuff that you match.
Wario with a huge package.
Oh no, I can send you that right now.
No, I mean official artwork.
A picture of a blanket.
No, I want more of a shy guy whose robe is all the way down and covering himself up like that.
I want a hammer bro, just a hammer covering it.
Yeah.
Get
Dear
that
Nintendo,
watch
hear
naked.
us.
Let's see what's under there.
Dear Nintendo, more sexy shy guys.
Companies rarely fight that. Even like Disney, and they will sue the pants off of anybody. But they never. I think I was talking to you about that, Sarah?
To me.
But they do not go after any of that really racy stuff you find on the internet. And I think it's because they just rather people just maybe not know about it because they don't want to Streisand effect the idea that all that stuff's out there. Because that kind of stuff would make news.
Mm-hmm.
Galzette, Bozette, right, or Boozette, right? That was already that got kind of horny.
How's it gonna make news? I mean, it's the internet.
No, I mean if it made news that Disney was ordering cease and desist. I mean, it goes back to the Barbara Streisand thing when she was suing this guy for taking coastline pictures of California, and he took a picture of her house, and nobody knew that was her house until she made a big deal out of it, and now search people searches for that house went into 1,000% higher than what it was, just because people were now talking about it.
Yeah.
She ended up making it worse. That's
Barbara Streisand's known for making calm, rational choices in her life.
Poor thing.
All right, so who wants to catch up? Sarah, I nominate you.
Okay.
You
all
have
right.
1 minute. I'm watching the clock.
So last time we all realized that we sort of got together and had a little telephone conference and talked about the fact that the pastor wanted to get some info from Jeb on Peter, and so we all needed to kind of not meet in person. So we started out at the hardware store, and the pastor came, and Jeb tried to give him as much useless information and try to say, oh, I think he's harmless, he's fine, he's just a kook, whatever. And then Peter went to the skunk ape house that we found the pictures of the pastor in, and there was a lock on a hatch into the basement, and he wasn't able to get it open at the first time, so he had to come back and dodge some teens. And then I went and did some research and ended up finding out that the Thomases...
You partied with the youth teams.
Well, first off, I had to find out that the Thomases, Eustace and Question Mark, were the last recorded members of the family, and they were known to have gone into a reclusive church movement. And then I ended up meeting Bobby in front of the hardware store and finding out that they live in another part of the state, but they come up here to the mountains every couple years, every 10 years, whatever, and that's just part of their deal. And then Peter went back, got into the basement. There's a baby in there. They are maybe sacrificing a baby. It's not entirely clear what's happening. It was surrounded by candles. He had to draw his sword on some teens and run away. And then he was carried back by Snowflame, who turns out to be one of the children, which we sort of had, thought was something. It was one of the daughters or one of the sisters of the pastor. And what did I miss?
Flanagan's.
They're apparently better than they think they're better than O'Neill's.
Okay, yeah. Watch it.
That's literally their motto. It's in their theme song.
Hey. I don't own a cabin, sir. I'm not going to shop at Flanagan's.
That's right.
Well,
in this economy,
in the past couple of weeks, O'Neill's has been offered a princely sum to be bought out by Flanagan.
You know what they told him to do with that offer?
Take that
shove it up there.
Shove it up your butt.
Yeah, just like shove it up your butt.
He's like, you haven't heard the last of me. He says, his like mustache is twitching as he's saying it.
And don't let the door hit you on the way out.
And he gets on his big wheel bicycle and just goes down the road.
God.
Well, oh, that is delicious water. I found an ice tray and then started putting ice in that. So, anywho,
cold is delicious.
Hmm?
Is cold inherently more delicious?
Oh yeah, I mean,
I wonder where you found that ice tray.
Sarah, just let him have the cold as a flavor, please.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm just curious.
Cold is absolutely a flavor. If you in terms of water, like hot water, like it's not as good.
I mean, I agree with you. I just don't know the flavor.
At all.
It tastes cold. Cold's a flavor. It's one of the primary flavors. Spicy.
Primary.
Cold.
Your tongue feels spicy, sweet, and cold.
Sweet and cold.
If you put salt on it, that is the forbidden flavor. Your brain doesn't know how to process it. Your brain is lying to you.
Mommy? It's nothing, apparently.
Vinegar is just heat in disguise, which is actually just the absence of cold. So then we go back to cold.
Yes, you're figuring it out.
I have
to go into the basement and get the flow chart that I made.
God.
I feel like we're trying to explain like medieval medical humor.
Basically, yeah.
That's why you're always depressed, Garrett. You don't drink enough spicy water. Wow.
Hello. Spicy water.
Man, that is. All right, so game. So I guess we're gonna have to. I guess we can start with Beryl.
Okay.
Beryl, what's going on with you?
I don't know if there was any other sort of research. I feel like I may have sort of exhausted the leads that were available at this point because I went to the Historical Society and I was supposed to meet up with Wolf Cop, Officer Park.
I don't know if any of you guys ever saw Freak, but he looks like Keanu Reeves in that right now. So like, no, yeah, that's a deep cut right there.
Okay, I saw the video about that movie. I haven't actually seen that movie.
It's a great movie. Anywho, so yeah, so he's waiting for you pretty much outside of the pickaxe after work hours get off.
Okay.
Just casual shirt, white T-shirt, jeans. He goes, "Hey,
You look
Beryl."
like a greaser.
What?
He looks like a greaser, like a 50.
Well, it's not like a tight,
Yes.
really thin white shirt.
He's throwing some dice against the wall.
Yeah,
And he's got his hair
he's combing his hair back.
He
Yeah.
takes
Chewing
out
gum like this.
blade comb. Yeah.
He says you're gonna be the best girl at the dance.
Well, I mean, Peter's asking about you, so you might want to check in about that. Okay, so I had heard that you might have some sort of lead or something we can look into on this weird pastor situation, maybe?
Well, so here's what's interesting. I might have pulled some strings and managed to get somebody who's been here since as long as anyone can possibly even remember.
Okay. What kind of entity are we dealing with here?
Well, they're known as the Old Wise Men. We're just going to be talking to one of them.
All right. Does he have a name other than that, or?
Not necessarily. He points off into the distance to pretty much the tallest mountain in the area. He's like, that.
Okay, if you say so, bud. You're the spirit whisperer here, so.
He's like, so. But here's the thing. We're gonna be going over to the other side. And first off, to my knowledge, there's not any like creepy giant meth monsters running around, anything like that. But it is going to be. It's going to look the same but different. That's the best way I can describe it.
I mean, do I need to take a jacket or a bottle of water? Like, is there something I need to bring with me? I don't know. I've never been.
It's like, how
What do
cold
we
is it
need to
over there
do
in the spirit world?
Can I pack a lunch?
Are we going to be safe in the grease lightning?
He's like,
As
no,
long
no,
as
you
it
don't.
doesn't say the Chixel cream, because that grosses me out every time I hear it.
He's like, no, just generally the way spirits work, it's usually like, they need some kind of offering. And but okay, this particular one doesn't need a human offering. It will need some of your
What are you?
He's really into iguanas these days.
He's like, no, it took us a while, but me and Clancy, we managed to get a suitable enough one. We won't need a human sacrifice, but it will need just a little bit of your blood in your hand performing the ritual.
Why does that sound ominous to me?
He's
Okay.
like, he's like, no, he's like, honestly, just a little cut on your hand.
Ritual. Okay, all right. Sure. I'm gonna give this old man mountain a hand job.
Yeah.
Group blood play.
Look, it's the only way I can get off nowadays. Okay.
Blood's a perfect lubricant.
Hey man, there's the internet, right?
It's like there is no internet on the other side.
Oh,
Vietnam
shit.
did horrible things to the spirit's mind. All right, so
Gosh.
and he opens the door to his F-150 because it's the country, not grease lightning. And he opens the passenger door and he's like, "Ladies first."
Oh, okay, thank you. All
right.
right.
Hop in. Nice car. It's about 8 years.
Sorry, that's my last.
Okay, thank you. Get it out of your system.
Yeah. I got raised by my sister on that. Sorry.
It's about 8 years old, but like he keeps this thing in like pristine condition. Like it's still got the new car smell. You imagine he's got like the spray to make sure it's got the like this thing is. It's nice.
He's very particular. Well, I mean, he's a cop, right? So,
oh yeah.
He
He gets in, turns on the turns the car on, cranks it up. Alabama's playing. He's not blaring. He's just got it kind of turned down kind of low. Yeah. You wouldn't necessarily take this kind of guy for like a country boy, but F-150. old school country music.
Yeah, this is all sort of lining up here. I am gonna broach the topic of so Peter happened to mention that he'd reached out to you and asked me to sort of follow up, I guess. Something about lasagna.
He goes, yeah. And Peter's a nice guy, and I'm sure he's a fantastic cook, but
you're flattered, but
yeah, like
Okay.
again, it's nothing against him. He seems like a nice enough guy, but that's that ain't exactly my game. I wouldn't mind going and visiting him as a friend, though. He seems like I said, just other than the fact that
he's a sweet guy, I swear to you, and yeah. So I don't think he's going to be overly aggressive. He's not a terribly aggressive fellow in general, but yeah. So if you wanted to hang, we could probably have some sort of group hang or something. And
the idea of creepy aggressive Peter makes me sad. If I'm going to be completely honest, it's like
no, that's not a.
Peter is too pure for this world to be
too pure, entirely too pure,
and a creeper.
It's just Peter and a wife beater with like a 3-day-old beard, just like, "How you doing, Mr. Wolf Cop?" Like he actually has that fake voice he used in the basement, like, "How you doing, Mr. Wolf Cop?"
I made you shoot a porno in the woods.
I made you lasagna. Said, bam.
That's a nice penis.
Oh God!
Wow.
You got one of those novelty cards. It just says like penis inspector.
This is a silly night, you guys.
Yeah, right. I'm okay with it. You know the thing about
lasagna, it's because we haven't seen each other in so long.
Yeah, it's been too long. You gotta get them giggles out.
Here's the thing about lasagna. If you have lasagna and you cut it in half, you suddenly have 2 lasagna. Then if you take one half and set on top of the other, you now have 1 lasagna.
This is entering the water territory again.
Don't try to play mind games with us, sir. I don't appreciate it.
All right, so, it's about. I mean, it's out in the country. It's about like an hour and 20-minute drive just to get to the mountains. I mean, you can see this mountain forever, but the roads just, and it's just like. It's
come up here often, bud, or like to commune with spirits, or what?
He goes, well, I mean, up through here, this is pretty much all of our territory.
Okay. Oh well, I guess y'all can sort of run at a faster speed in various forms. One assumes. Well, I don't want to make assumptions about.
He's like, no,
wolf stuff.
Well, I mean, let me put it this way: I could have cleared from the pickaxe to this mountain in about 20 minutes if I'd gone into the war form, but that if I did, I wouldn't be able to have held on to it that long. And if I did, there'd be a lot of bodies in between here and there.
So usually a shorter duration, unless you're like way far away from civilization, or just in general.
He's like, well, it's hard to describe. When we get over to the spirit world thing, distance works differently. Like we'll get over there and there's like, it's going to look the same, but different. That's the best way I can put it. And let's say there's a shortcut. Like somebody knows like a really good shortcut from like your house to town.
Mm-hmm. You
go into the spirit world, and if it's well traveled and everybody knows that this is the fastest way, you'll be able to get there faster. Like
okay.
Even you'll be able to save like, if it's like a 20-minute, like if it's like 20 minutes versus an hour, you'll be able to get there in like 5 minutes.
Okay, so there's maybe some sort of like psychic effects on the spirit world from the physical world, or sort of. I feel like every time I end up talking to you, I end up asking you 20 questions about this wolf shit. I'm sorry.
He's like, no,
that's probably rude.
He's like, no, it's fine. We get to talk to other werewolves and our kinfolk about this kind of stuff, and that's it. So it's cathartic.
Oh, really? Okay. Do tell me more weird shit.
Well, the only other real thing I can tell you is, the Walmart over in LJ.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, that's essentially its own spirit, and it houses a bunch of other spirits. Like you can go in there and you're going to see like, people made of like dollar bills walking around for commerce. But it's also,
What?
but yeah, but like also like the local business spirits around there have actually gotten smaller because it's all engrossing.
Oh, damn it!
It's hard to make it as an door-to-door insurance spirit salesman these days. He just goes to his tiny one-room spirit apartment.
Trying to crash into that tree over and over.
Yeah, he looks over that client list and he's like, "Today'll be the day."
He goes, but honestly, yeah, like let's say there's a house and then there's suddenly a murder in it, then murder spirits are going to start showing up and hanging out there for a little bit, and that's going to affect everybody. Like if people start looking at that house like, oh, that place is haunted, if you go into the spirit side of things, that house is going to look completely different. Like it's actually not going to be a pleasant place to go into.
That's wild. Okay.
And yeah, and and that feeds onto the physical. It's a give and take.
So there's sort of a feedback loop between the two in some way that like people sort of unconsciously feel the stuff that's there on the other side. Like you were saying, yeah, if they think that it's haunted, that it becomes unpleasant.
Yeah, and our job is to more or less cultivate those kinds of things. Not necessarily in a good or bad thing. Sometimes building up some spooky places is really good for defense. Keeps people away from certain things.
Okay, so you're ghost building to ghost bust.
It's like, well, they're not ghosts.
Okay,
those are a different
spirit.
thing.
So you're like spirit conservationist or something.
Game wardens.
Game
wardens.
Okay.
Part game warden, part border patrol.
Okay, interesting. Like fuck eyes, but
he's like, yes. He's like, no, the Bechelou and and Hazel, yeah, they were spirits that got over here.
Okay.
We don't want that to happen.
That's fair, yeah. Especially with the whole Hazel, trying to kill me and Peter. That was not fun. Not thrilled about that.
It's fine. Y'all didn't die. It worked out.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It was not traumatic at all. I'm sorry, I'm not used to dealing with all this spooky shit still. It's still fairly new, and I try to project kind of like I'm sort of okay with it, and I joke a lot to deal with it. But honestly, like this shit is way scary.
He's like, oh, you haven't even seen the half of it.
Don't say ominous shit like that to me, okay?
And pretty much. You guys pull up to the mountain not too long after that conversation ends. Waylon Jennings is playing. He kills the engine. Not like Waylon Jennings is like playing outside, But it's like, yeah, Waylon, he hangs out over here.
Hey, you two, how you doing?
The spirit of Waylon Jennings. No, and like
there's got to be country music spirits, I assume.
He's like, is there? He's like, music spirits are fantastic. I've talked enough. You guys are like, you guys have like, it is a gnarled, like it went from like pavement to gravel to it's just dirt now.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like, there's like the two like dirt muddy trails with like the grass growing out the center. You're on that. You're out in those parts of the sticks.
Okay.
And,
so we're going to have to go into the scrubby, prickly bits, or we can stick the path here.
Well,
I guess it's different, right?
He's like, well, he looks up and, there's you guys are at the foot of the mountain, and he's like, all right, so first off, and he holds out his hand. He's like, okay. I'm going to need your hand. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to come with me.
Okay. And
the important thing is don't let me leave your side.
Okay, so I need you have to feel the vision the whole time, or what? I'm going to be lost in the spirit realm.
It's not necessarily one of those things, but it's fairly easy to get turned around, and you don't have the senses that I have. You don't have you can't smell things like we can.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure I'm happy of that sometimes.
It's got its perks. It
ups and downs.
It doesn't have those perks.
Okay.
And he holds out his hand.
All right. Is it rough and calloused?
It's not like holding like a freaking coal miner's hand, but but honestly, like it's got calluses pretty much like, or just around the padding. Like you can tell this guy lifts weights.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, presumably by his physique, right? You can kind of.
Yeah, because of his tight white T-shirt and his slick back greaser hair.
The greaser hair doesn't necessarily point to it. It's just part of the whole package.
It's just part of the whole shebang.
I love the Korean American greaser look. That's really it's very niche, but
It works.
it works for him. Yeah.
We're gonna stop this one and move into the next one.